do the intake button. So what the intake button does is it takes you to the point of entry. So this would be utilized for any new patients calling in to schedule their first assessment. So you will select the intake button. You're going to enter the patient's information as shown on the screen. You're going to hit submit. At this time, it's going to warn you that there's a possible duplicate for this patient. If you do see that this person has called before in the past and they do have a prior chart, you can access that using Open Intake. If there isn't an exact duplicate, you're going to proceed with adding this person as a new client. You are going to proceed with all the information as shown on the screen with the data collection. You're going to ask if this is a primary phone number and if we have to contact, if it's okay to identify ourselves as who we are and where we're calling from. We're going to enter address. You can simply tab down to postal code. If you enter the postal code and hit tab, it will automatically pull the city and state, so that's nothing additional that you have to enter yourself. You will ask if it's okay to send mail. If this address is also their mailing address, at this time you would hit copy address. You would proceed with collecting all the rest of the data on the screen. And then we're going to hit submit. As an additional caution, it's going to remind you, hey, like I said before, this person might be a duplicate. We already reviewed it pretty good. We know that this person's brand new. So we're going to hit yes. We're sure we want to add this person as a new client. At this time, after hitting submit, it's going to pull the information to the left of the screen that we need to utilize to enter and complete the client data in order to schedule the appointment. So here we can see the demographics that we already collected. The next thing we need to do is we need to enter their insurance payer, which is here. We're going to click add a payer. We're going to utilize today's date. At this time, if they said they had Medicaid, either county that we accept, I would utilize the Promise portal to verify those and get the ID number. You're going to select the address that it pulls, specific to the payer. Yes, they give us permission to verify their benefits. They are the policy prescriber. At this time, I would enter the insurance ID and then I would hit submit. I would then come down to emergency contact. I would add a guarantor. This person is only an emergency contact. So all the rest of these would be no, except for emergency contact. I would then ask, do you have an emergency contact I can put on file? What is your relationship to this person? And what is their phone number? If we have to call them for any reason, in case of an emergency, do we have your permission to identify ourselves as who we are and where we're calling from? I would then submit this. At this time, it is going to pull an additional duplicate. I know that I reviewed this and there isn't a specific duplicate, so I am going to create this person as a new emergency contact for this client by clicking this button. Now I'm going to complete the pre-screen process, which is here. I'm going to add a pre-screen. I will select what facility they're seeking services at, if they have a valid ID, and if they're utilizing insurance. I will then hit submit. I would ask all the questions on the screen and enter the data as reported by the client on the phone. The date of the referral and the time is just the time that they're calling into the office. And yes, we're going to proceed with a level of care assessment. And no, they weren't referred at the time of the screening to seek medical services elsewhere. So I'm going to hit submit. This will require your 4-digit PIN. Once you complete that, the pre-screen is signed. Now we need to get them on the schedule. So we're going to come down to the schedule appointment button. We're going to select the specific organization that they would like to have an appointment at, which in this case, let's say Monroeville. We're going to click add to pull down that facility into this box right here. The program is always going to be pre-admit since they have not yet been admitted. And the activity is always going to be an assessment. You're then going to hit submit. And it's going to pull up every open evaluation time at that specific facility, starting with the soonest available. So you always want to offer soonest available unless it's client choice to schedule at a later time or date. So let's say they accepted soonest available as today at 9 a.m. I'm going to select this. I'll select office since they're coming in for their appointment, and I'm going to go ahead and hit submit, which is going to pull up this screen. Are you sure you want to schedule this? We're going to say yes. We're going to hit submit again, and the assessment has been scheduled. You can go to this provider's specific schedule to make sure that you scheduled it correctly and there are no errors. And you can simply get out of this screen by going right back to the front desk.